There are a lot fewer two-parent families.
What's worth more, a dollar today or a dollar tomorrow?
Almost nobody gets out of love alive. Prisoners' rights is out of sight, out of mind.
Is your brain on God?
Hello.
It's just like how you don't see the same world that I do. Like, we can take this information because we have so many conversations, and we take information, and you will go a totally different lane than I would with that information.
Right.
Our first conversation was about the Confederate flag, right, which never came out.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And when we both researched that, and my interest started automatically going to the idea of Confederate history and the way it's played out, you started looking at why all these white people marching.
Right.
Right. So we was looking at virtually all this information that's linked to each other, but we started looking at different things.
Right.
That's the mind working. That's because our mind works different.
Right.
I mean, so that's why I don't put that much stock into it, because there are so much individuality that goes into that.
Well, okay, so now we just talking about ability. We got to talk about ability too. Got to put ability into the conversation, because I'm not, and that's why I asked, what we talking about physical and not some supernatural shit you was talking about. We're talking about physical. Like, Spud Webb isn't the only 5 foot nothing to dunk. There's like plenty of kick. But so now when we talking about the ability, in order to attain the ability to dunk, there was some work that they had to put in. It wasn't just I'm 5 foot nothing and I'm jumping and I'm dunking. They had the ability to do it because of things that they were doing, certain exercises, putting weights on their ankles and training, things of that nature, getting their calves and their quads and stuff strong, so they couldn't have a higher vertical, stuff like that, So the IQ test in and of itself just measures your ability to figure out, like, it measures like the speed in which you process and can, are able to process certain things. So it's like, it's just a measure. Like, so the example that you was giving, they don't.
That's actually a good way to think about it, because also if you think about mentality, how do you gain your mentality? A lot of that stuff you learn, right? Like, I mean, you told me about bullet check.
Right.
I mean, also, and I don't know if you did it, but I think you told me, like, especially when you first started with the Secret Service, that you had to do certain trainings where you was put into, like,
the study groups and shit.
Exactly. And I would imagine a lot of that goes into play in the way you think, like the way you have to think on your feet. You know what I mean? So that's training there. There's training. You train your brain the same way.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everything is learning. Going back to the walking, your brain had to learn how to actually put one foot in front of the other to keep your balance, and everything had to come into play.
Right. Well, okay. So what I'm saying is the brain has to learn that, but because your brain still, now we're going back to not having to use bodies, but since your brain relies on your body to execute these fucking orders, now this is what we start talking about ability again, where now your body has to be physically in a position to be able to execute these orders. I don't give a fuck if you want to dunk. If you can't, then you won't. That's just what it is. So your brain can give you whatever fucking order it wants to give. If your body is not in a position physically to execute that, then it's just not going to happen. So if we go into the whole thought about not having to use bodies, right? Not having to have bodies. Now, I remember you went back into the nature thing. Again, this is just me just examining a point. Somebody made a point. Somebody made a statement. Somebody alleged something. And this is just me, investigating it. I haven't decided one way or another, you know what I'm saying, how I feel about it. But I think it's interesting, because if the idea is that you don't need a body, right, that means that anything you think about, you could just do. You want to start a fucking car, you could start it. Technically, you wouldn't need a body to do that if you could just think about it. Technically, you wouldn't need to have to go walk over there, put a key, and turn the shit. You could just think about it and start the fucking car. You wouldn't need a body for that. You understand what I'm saying, Joe? So this the concept of it that I'm interested in. A little intrigued about you know, like how far this could really go. The idea of, could something like a powder exist? Or even there was another one. What was this other movie with this girl? There was another movie with a girl who had really high intelligence or something like that. Say again?
Lucy, that's the one you think about. Lucy.
Is it Lucy? Okay, so I mean, like, when you think about these movies, right, and how they put those particular thoughts on screen, so you could actually view it and get like a idea of what this shit would actually look like. This is interesting. It's interesting. You know what I mean? It's interesting to think about it.
It is. But you know, if I was to even, I mean, that's speaking like of a high consciousness. If I was to think about it metaphorically or poetically, it would be like a high consciousness, which is a different topic altogether. But I would link it to this. And while you're saying that, I'm thinking about, and I don't know how big you want to read it. There's 2 books I read by this guy, Yuval Noah Harari, who's a historian, right? And he got this book called Sapiens, which is really good. And he kind of has, it's like a sequel called Homo Deus. But Sapiens is kind of like a brief look about how we come up and the different I guess revolutions, he put it, that made us who we are. So you have like the cognitive revolution, which we started getting language and written language, and you know, scientific revolution, and all these bunch of different revolutions. And then Homo Deus is kind of looking like towards our future, like, you know, taking things from our past and our present and the possibilities for the future. But one of the things that he mentioned in both, because he links a lot of the ideas together, which is unique, is this idea about the reality, right? And the fact that if you think about anything in reality, it's all fake shit. I mean, society itself is some fake shit. Like it's the same as we could talk about religion, the same we could talk about business, we could talk about LLCs. The only reason LLCs have any stock is because we believe it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because we put so much into it. Where, you know, we could talk about stuff like, you know, even corporations or people. Like, we make up this shit all the time. You know what I mean? And to me, that kind of probably attaches more to the idea that you're giving me. That's what I get from it. Like the fact that you could create your own shit. You could create your own reality.
Exactly.